Skyedancer's tutorial on platinum stages, standalone, light up stages. If you're like me, I could not read these instructions even though I'm Asian and I have a degree from advanced universities. You can't even see what it says, so let me explain what I found out. It's a really great design, but not for those who travel, because whoever their Chinese suppliers are, they didn't do a really good job with connections. So when you get your pieces, and there should be 8 of them, including one with just a small one, check and make sure the connections are okay. This clearly is not okay. The company was very nice and sent me a replacement one. If it's one of these connectors that's loose, and unfortunately I found this happen the first time I traveled with my stage, they're just too fragile, they come apart. You can fix this yourself. All you need to do is remove the little plastic guard, hook the wires back together, and repair it with electrician's tape. That's very easy. Now, what I would recommend, since I travel with my stages, is you tape these connections so they're not so fragile when you travel. Because I went only 40 miles with mine and 3 connections came loose. So what you'll need for that is 1 1/4 inch electrician's tape. I know you ladies have them. It also doubles great as nipple tape. And I taped all of these connections. Let me show you how I do it. So the ones that were loose, all you need is a small piece. After you've wired it together, you can just wrap some around that connection to keep it secure. And what I did with, and I'm just for demonstration purposes going to show it on this broken piece, I took a larger piece and wrapped it around all of these connections securely so that there was less ability for them to move around in transit. The other thing I thought would be a good idea, since these connections are not very good here, is to take another piece and run it. And I left mine loose so I could disconnect, but there wouldn't be any reason why you could not, in the final analysis, just run it across the connections. So that ultimately I have everything taped, so there's added security. When you travel, it's not a problem. Otherwise, it's very simple to arrange these between your struts. Make sure the lights are facing upwards. You won't get quite as much power if the lights are facing downward. And hook up, as they recommended, to your transformer. Okay, you have 7 of these and 1 of the short one. And you're going to need to tape securely the following connections. These, which I already have, and these before you put them together. Now, the short one has to go on the end here. There's a limited number of ways it can go. Then what you need to do is to tape these connections so they do not pull apart. So using your 1 1/4 inch electrician's tape, I go from the tape connectors here, front and back, so I have good union. And you could leave the connections untaped so you could pull them apart, but really, when I travel, I don't need them disconnected, so why not just tape them all together? That way you have a really secure thing. And the final thing you need to do is put a nice long piece of tape over this portion that connects with the tube, so these connectors don't get pulled out of the light tube. Once I have this connected to the next one, I'll place tape over that, so I'll have really secure connectors on all of them like this. Then when you travel, the easiest way I've found is to orient all of my pieces and place the tubes in a protective device, like something like this. You can also purchase some art supply tubes like this. So the only thing that's out is this, and then you want to find a good bag at Goodwill or something. Please, Platinum Stages, why don't you design a good travel bag for this? Thank you. Now, if some of you are like me and we had the 1.0 version of the original Platinum Stages, what they don't tell you is the light up panels only will fit their 2.0 or later. Because once I put mine on, the panels were about 1/4 of an inch too short, so that the ring did not fit over and fell down. That makes the stage dangerous and you can't perform on it. So my fix for that was I went to the hardware store and I bought a 5-inch, I think it's 5-inch, maybe it's only 4.5-inch door stop. This is a protector for the wall so your doorknobs don't bang holes on it. And I had the boyfriend, thank you very much boyfriend, hollow out a hole just large enough to fit over the ring, or under the ring if you want. You can place this over the stage portions, put your ring on, and that will fix the stage issue. So as you can see, the problem is, even though these are the same length side by side, they do not fit on the stage the same way, so that when the ring goes on, it does not cover the edge, and this is what happens. You cannot use it. So the fix was this little plastic ring bought from the hardware store, which fits, and that is secure enough then to hold it in place so that you may now pull safely. So that's my tutorial on the standalone stage. Happy polling! So I bought this 5-inch door stop at the hardware store. It's to keep the doorknob from ramming in your wall, and I had the boyfriend hollow it out. Thank you, boyfriend. And so you should make it just wide enough so it fits over the, you know, over the little ring portion, and it'll hold down the stage. So